Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Sorry this is an unscheduled upload, but after yesterday's video, I had to give you some updated driving impressions and basically how I'm feeling now coming down off my high from driving the C8 mid-engine Corvette just last week. So we're going to update you on that, and I apologize. I have a correction as well, so I had to get this on to you guys right away as we're all still trying to absorb a ton of information on this new car. But how about yesterday's Coffee with Conti, huh? A little tie-in to the planes, trains, and automobiles, and a couple little different bits there. Even somebody said, hey, who was singing the Flintstone song at the end of the video? And I appreciate you watching the entire video. That was a long one. But if you remember that movie, that's when John Candy and Steve Martin were on the bus, and they're trying to entertain everybody. So John Candy says, you know, I sing some songs. Oh, Neil Page has got a song. So Steve Martin says, 2 coins in a fountain. And people are like, what the hell is that? And then he starts singing the Flintstones. So I started the video tying into that movie, little cut-ins there, and then I ended it with that. Bottom line is, you guys know I'll do anything, as you've seen many times over on this channel, to make you laugh. That's what it's all about, having fun with this cool car, Corvette. A couple of things I'm going to go over in my feedback on the car, that also too some of the stuff I recorded on the GoPro. All of a sudden the audio just went, there was no audio at all, it's just me. Like, what's going on? So just going to review that with you real quick, and again, how I'm feeling now. I've kind of decompressed just a little bit, and I want to share some stuff with you guys. We're going to do our quick tip tomorrow, and then we're still going to have one even though it falls on Christmas Eve. And here's again an opportunity for you to participate. I've had this idea, wanted to do it, and then I saw Jeff Phillips on Bad Boy Vets on Facebook, and I'm like, yeah, you know what? I've been wanting to do it. Let's do it right now. So the ride segment that we'll share on Christmas Eve will be vets and pets. So if you have a picture of your pet with your vet, email that to me and we'll include it in that ride segment on Christmas Eve. I'm looking forward to that. Jeff, and the stuff you've been posting on Facebook, I already snagged a few of those pictures too for the vlog. So thanks, you guys. I really do appreciate that. And before we get started, Bill and Julie from Corvette Cleveland, thank you for sending this and these that actually go to these custom Christmas ornaments. Look at this, you guys. They're really hard. Yeah, that's a cool one. Yes, I'm going to show them all to you. Just hang on real quick. That's pretty neat there. Keith Hibbets, that looks like your car, doesn't it? And look at this one, guys. That's pretty cool. Here's another one. Oh yeah, I like that one. Get into the C5, C6 era. There's C5, there's C6. How about that? Yes, I do have C7. And yes, bam, C8 custom Christmas ornament. Thanks, you guys. I really appreciate it. Okay, been thinking about my trip. Bottom line is, guys, I personally didn't get enough out of it that I wanted to for me and for you guys. And after all, we paid $3,500 plus expenses for that. I felt like it was a condensed session. That was a nice way of saying that we were rushed. I think it should have been at least 2 full days, not a day and a half. And real quick, let me just appeal to any dealer out there that's watching my channel. And I know there's a couple of you guys doing. How you doing, guys? You guys probably had the opportunity to get the hot lap. And yes, I wanted to do the hot lap, and I respect Rick Malone not doing it because of the rainy conditions. 100% I'm good with that. I'm just bummed I didn't get that ride. And it's not so much for the thrill, it was more for an education for myself to see and learn how they're handling this new mid-engine car in true performance setting. I didn't get that. So if there's any dealer out there that has this little memory card that they gave us for the PDR camera, text me your address. I'll overnight you a prepaid FedEx, and you can send it back, and I'll send it back to you right away. So when we're allowed to share this, I have it. And if anything, for me to just learn from those guys that, again, are so very talented. Not getting that, I walked away kind of just feeling a little empty, you know. I really wanted to have that information. And before, in years past, I've been to those sessions and ride with those guys, you know, from what I do and then what they do on the track, and the same track that I was just driving, and the different lines. Man, I learned so much, and I really needed that to communicate with you guys about this new car. It's going to be a whole new way of handling and driving. Let's face it, engine's in the back. Weight distribution is different. You can see, we talked about it yesterday, how you can see over the car a little bit better, and you got to be careful with your steering because it's going to make you do things that ordinarily you wouldn't do because it's so easy to drive. You got to be careful not to drive beyond your abilities. And that's the case right now in C7. And I've told you guys that many times. And the presenters were great. It was nice to have the class and the opportunity to drive that car. It meant so much to me just to be, you know, sitting in the car, having my hands on that steering wheel. And I talked about this yesterday as well. That steering wheel is as weird as I thought it was going to be. It's not. It feels very good. I know that you have comfortable positions at 9 and 3, at 10 and 2, and some of you like to go up down and do 8 and 4. Hey, whatever works. This steering wheel feels very good. I didn't get enough time behind the wheel is what I wanted. But when we got there, they gave us this Here it is right here. Give us this nice little booklet right here. All right. And then they gave us this nice little Stingray pen. We got another C8 pen, much appreciated. And we've got this beautiful jump drive with a lot of the presentations that we viewed or on this that we can't share with you until after this embargo thing. That again, first I heard of it is when we're there. Very crazy. Again, remember these? I can't wait to share some of the stuff with you guys. And again, any dealer out there, you have this, you've got the hot lap on it, get a hold of me. I want to get a copy of that footage to share in the future and give you guys proper credit as well, helping me to do that, share that on the channel for myself and for the Corvette community. A couple of things that we talked about that, again, the audio was out of the GoPro, and just to reiterate so you guys realize that the C8s, all C8s are coming with this new dry sump motor, all right? So you're going to have a break-in at 500 miles and 1,500 miles for you guys that like to do burnouts and all that kind of stuff. It was neat to drive in a couple little sessions where it had the breakout where we pulled both paddles back and you're basically disengaging the clutch on the DCT transmission. And many of you, I talked about the transmission, many of you sent me questions on the channel and through email and what have you. They said, is that right, Rick? You said that the transmission fluid has to be changed every 7,500 miles? Well, that's what they told us. Absolutely. Again, we're in a different era now. This is not the sealed transmission and it's 5 years or 100,000 miles. There's a whole, but let me just say this about the transmission. Okay, so you're doing a little bit more service intervals, but this transmission hooks up so quick, and I know, granted, you can't take anything away from the participation in the manual driving of this car. That is just so different, but you'll never outshift this new transmission. So you may find yourself again learning how to drive again in this new environment, in this new car, and it's wonderful, guys. It feels so good, man. I come down out of the bowl, and this one thing, we're coming down through this apex, and I'm coming back up the hill, and I accelerate, whoosh, and this thing, boom, man. I mean, right there, it's like I said some things I can't say on camera, but it's like this thing is pretty impressive. It really is. So I want you to feel comfortable in that regard for the one little tiny session I had during the dry day before it rained the second day when we're really on track. A couple other things. Oh, for you track guys out there, in regards to the DCT transmission, if you're going to do a tracking event, and I know some of you are, very small percentage of you do that, but if you're going to, they require you to put 2 quarts of Pentosan FFL fluid in the DCT transmission on top of what's in there already. And when you're done with your session, you leave the fluid in there. Absolutely. Again, there's a lot to learn and discover on this new car. We even got to see underneath the car. They pulled some stuff out from the inside of the back compartment area to see where the manual transmission release is for the DCT. Got to see the drain plugs and all this kind of, I love that stuff, but again, stuff we can't share right now. There's even a neat gift that you're going to get as a C8 owner. That's all I can say. Like I said, guys, these sessions where you can take a picture here, but you can't share it to him. Here, you can't take it a picture. You can take video here, but you can't take it here. You can share it here. But I was so confused, and I didn't intentionally do that to do this to Chevy. I just was like, hey, was it okay? Shared that. I got out of that session, got grabbed by my ear. Come here, you. I was like, oh my gosh. I literally got reamed, and it totally just deflated me because that wasn't the intention. Again, it was a tough class. Got to respect Chevrolet, the things they want us to do to present this car. So knowing that, there's going to be a lot more to talk about from our session. But the takeaway is, yes, I like the car. I love the car. And here's the thing I want to correct too. And I had asked this question. Davenport, you were in the class. Beaver, you were in the class. And I was concerned about turning the mode selector and how the dash has changed. I said, well, don't you have the independency like we have? And we talked about last week on this channel for my quick tip, like in C7, where you can say, yeah, I can have this setting here, and I can do this here and this here. And he said, oh no, you turn the dial and that's it. And I'm like, well, that's a little confusing, because the problem was the sessions were so quick that we couldn't get in there and play around with the driver information center. We could, when we were on track, you couldn't touch anything. This is how we want the car set up. This is what we want you to do. So we had to abide to that. So I couldn't really, I wanted to dive in deep and really discover more about this car. And all respect to the trainers, all they're going to know is what's in this little booklet. Let me tell you something, I like to take it a step further and really dive deep so you guys feel comfortable. And let's face it, when you got all these toys on this new car, even on your C7s, they're no fun if you don't know how to use them. And that's the stuff that I really pride myself into, is helping you understand how to access the stuff that is relative to the way that you want to see in the car, the way that you want the car to handle, etc., etc. So I was bummed that I got the wrong information on that. So you will have flexibility to have the mode selector in one thing. That's going to be probably through the My Mode, but I need some time to play around in the driver information center. So I'm sorry to put that wrong information out there yesterday, trying to get that edited out of that video. Hopefully you're watching this video, you get the right information, and continue to just double check, triple check before we share anything else going forward on the channel. And that was, and again, I'm sorry that we were rushed on that. I just want you guys to know that I had such big anticipation that, you know, a couple of days later, number one, I was just exhausted, and I slept all day yesterday after putting that video up for you guys. But what I want to get out of the car to share with you, I didn't get everything, so I'm kind of bummed in that regard. And I know that Chevy's under big pressure, big timelines, but I think we needed, you know, especially for us being the first dealer group, you had some of the top salespeople in the country there. I think you needed to give us just a little bit more attention after the class. I mean, we're asking questions and they're pulling us out of the class and go to the next class. Hey, wait a minute, I'm not done here. We were there to learn and experience that car. That's what we paid for. So I'm bummed I don't feel like I got everything that I needed for myself and for you guys. I'm sorry that, you know, one thing I love, I wasn't going to talk about this. Now that you guys just flip. Did you flip when you saw me and the Chevy dude on my channel? Hey, dude, it's all good. Misunderstanding and all that stuff is cleared up between he and I, and it's all good. He's got his own direction. I got my direction. Matt Beaver, great guy. I was bummed I couldn't get my friend Steve Ortuno on there, but it was great just to meet all those guys. Met Riley from RP Productions, and the camaraderie that we had and the focus. You know, we could all do our own little things, but it all comes down to the car and to the customer. That was really cool. But before we went on track, Mike's gonna be mad I'm talking about this, but I got the picture. They made us take a breathalyzer before we got on track, so very safe. I'm not a drinker, but they're being careful in these cars. So I'm getting ready to go blowing the thing, and then Davenport goes, "Oh, hey man, I gotta get a picture of this." I go, "Oh no, you don't. I'm getting a picture of you too." Just in case, man. You want to play? I play too, man. It was so much fun. It really was. But the drivers, man, again, I wanted more time with those guys to just, you know, I'm the type of guy that, yeah, you can read and learn stuff, but I'm more the touchy-feely, observing. That's how I absorb stuff and retain it and learn from that. So I hope you guys understand where I'm coming from in this video. I hope you appreciate where we're going in the future of Corvette, because I am truly excited about the car. If I was concerned, I would let you guys know. I mean, the one little concern I have is that there's no, oh, you know what handle for the passengers. It's like, hey man, where do I, and I think you're gonna need to hang on in this thing, so where do I hang on? I'm gonna go down and talk to Chuck real quick before we close this quick unexpected upload vlog, but I wanted to just clarify a couple of things, and kind of, because I'm getting so many people, hey, what do you think, what do you feel, what's this? And just share it with you on the vlog so everybody sees it, because I'm just super buried right now, and just trying to weed through everything so I can keep you guys pointed in the right direction, keep you motivated, and get you excited. Let me just say this real quick, and we're talking in real time. You've waited for year-end close. Here we go, boys and girls. 2019 Corvettes, not sticker, not invoice, not supplier, GM employee or better. And most of my cars are below that structure, plus $2,000 bonus cash on all 2019s in stock. There's a link down below in the description if you want to check and see what I got left. I do appreciate that business opportunity. Looking forward to being a part of your Corvette family. Let's go talk to Chuck real quick and then we'll wrap this up, all right? All right, Chuck, our Corvette technician is here, and Chuck, I've been talking to the audience about how we felt, not disappointed, just we wanted more out of our hands-on training with the C8 car. Really wanted to dive deep. Let's see if you have passed the test that they gave us there. So if you're standing here right now, and there's a C8 Corvette sitting there right now, and the guy walks up to you, hey, do you see that C8 right there? What would you say?
Yeah, I see it.
No, you don't! You do not see nothing! There is no car there! What? Nothing! No. You were not here!
What car?
Now you get an idea what we were dealing with. I mean, I got to the point I just like afraid to pull my phone out. No, you don't! Great. What I want to share with the audience real quick now, you had a chance to dive in a little bit, and I'm glad you were there because we had a car up in the air, and you got to look inside, underside. I know the answer to this question, but put it in your own words. I think it's going to be just a little bit more to work on in this mid-engine car. Or am I wrong in that? Or do you think it's going to be easy?
No, I haven't got any preliminary information on service information to really look at, but looking at the car in general, it looks like it's going to be a little more tedious to work on.
Well, and that's why I take great pride in representing the car. He takes great pride in working on the car, and those are things that you guys are going to need when you're buying this car and having it serviced. So I know that we sell cars all over the country, and unfortunately we can't service those. So I'm hoping that you get hooked up with dealerships that are taking it as serious as we do, because you want it done right. It's a lot of money. I don't care if you're spending the $59,995 or you're going to $110. It's a lot of money. You want it handled right. So we're looking forward to, like he said, some of the training stuff that he needs has not been provided yet, and there's time to get that yet. It's going to be springtime for the car arrives. So when it does get here, now he's had a chance to see the car physically. Sometimes I take in stuff, like I said earlier, when I can see it physically rather than sit there reading through all the book stuff.
Yeah, we're not just punching a clock here, dude. We're passionate. This is what we do.
I appreciate that. Had a good time with you out there.
Oh, absolutely. Loved it. Enjoyed it.
If you guys saw our Sunday coffee with Conti, I think the little strut thing on the strip was pretty silly. I said it was stupid, it was, but it made a couple of you laugh. That was pretty good. A little tie into the planes, trains, and automobile thing. It was good. Everybody loved your little Elvis bag. It was great. All right, man. Talk to you more soon.
All right. Take care, guys.
Yeah. Yeah, it's raining outside, but as you can see, that Chuck and I are very committed on doing this right in our representation for Corvette for you guys and giving you the right insight, whether it's on a C7 or a C8 purchase. Again, I appeal to any dealer out there that actually had the opportunity to do the hot lap at your C8 2020 training. I want to get a hold of that memory card, get that footage that I can use in the future, but it's going to help me learn too. I didn't get a chance to experience that, and I'm really bummed about that, as you saw from today's upload. So guys, contact me via the information up on the screen. I do appreciate that. Tomorrow, right here on this channel, subscribe if you haven't already. Make sure you hit the bell notification. We have a quick tip from Rick, and we have more of your beautiful rides. I'll see you tomorrow.